Hello students of class 8, welcome to our English period, and today we are going to start with a new lesson in our English literature. The name of the lesson, as you can see, is The Last Leaf. Children, this lesson is a beautiful story and a very good example of true friendship. Okay, so let us try to understand what the story is all about as we start reading. Here we start. The Last Leaf on page number 67. In the poorer parts of New York, there was a colony where many struggling artists lived. Among them were Sue and John C. They had come to New York from different parts of the United States. When they met, they found that they shared the same interest and they became friends. They shared a flat and set up a joint studio trying to earn a living through art. So here we understand that it is a story about two young girls named Sue and John C. who came from different parts of America. And where did they come? They came to New York. New York is a very important city in America. So they came to New York to try their luck, and they shared the same interest. What was their same interest? The same interest that the author is trying to tell was about being an artist. Both the girls were artists, but they were struggling artists. Means they were just in their initial phase of being an artist. So they had to struggle. They had not been established till then. Okay, hence the author is calling them as struggling artists. And where did they live? In the poorer parts of New York. Because they were still struggling artists, they did not have enough money to settle or to buy a house or rent a house in good colonies or in good areas. So they found a flat, but where? In the poorer parts of New York, in a colony. And they together set up a joint studio where they could draw. Fine. So they shared a flat. Not only they shared the same interest, but also their flat and also their studio where they could draw. Now John C. was small, thin and not very strong. After spending a few months in New York, she became ill with pneumonia. In those days, it was not easy to cure pneumonia patients. Though Sue looked after her well, John C. showed no signs of improvement. So after coming to New York with so many dreams, they set up a studio. Both the young girls, Sue and John C. And they were struggling artists. Now, after spending some time or some months in New York, John C., that is the other girl, fell ill. She suffered from pneumonia. Pneumonia is the disease which is caught because of severe cold. So, in those days, in those days, that is long time ago, pneumonia, there was no cure on pneumonia. No proper cure on pneumonia patients. So sometimes if the pneumonia was severe, the patients would even die. So it was one of the fatal diseases. Which disease? Pneumonia, which could also lead to death if proper care was not taken. So Sue, which was the other girl, her friend, her roommate, what was her name? Her name was Sue. So she took utmost care of her friend John C. But how was John C? She still was very weak and she showed no signs of improvement. One day, the doctor told Sue that John C. had one chance in 10. And that chance is for her to want to live, he said. Your little lady has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. He told Sue that medicines alone did not help if the patient did not wish to live. Now, as said earlier, there was no proper treatment or cure on pneumonia. And that's why Sue, who was already really very thin, who was small and weak, Not very strong means how? She was weak. So she caught up pneumonia instantly. And now she had made up her mind that she was not going to live more for a longer time. And that's why the medicines were also not working on her. She was not giving appropriate not showing appropriate response to the medicines or to the care that was extended by her friend Sue and also by the doctors. So why was it like this? Why there were no signs of improvement in Johnsy? Because she did not show any will to live. That's why. And when the doctor said that she had one chance in 10 to live, means what? Means very little chance to live. Okay? Why? Because she had already made up her mind that she was not going to get well and she would soon die. So, now that day, Johnsy just lay in bed without making any sound or movement. First, Sue thought that she had fallen asleep, but then she noticed that Johnsy was looking out of the window and was counting something again and again in a very low voice, almost a whisper. So one day, what did Sue look at? She noticed that Johnsy just lay in her bed without making any sound or without making any movement. But after noticing her carefully, okay, Sue thought that probably she was sleeping, but that was not so. After taking a close look, Sue noticed that Johnsy was looking out of the window and was counting. She was counting something again and again. And she was counting it in a very low voice, which was almost a whisper. What happened later, we will study or see that in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.